Okay, we're live now.
All right, good evening, everyone. This is Lloyd speaking. Uh, that's odd. Orlando is not in today, so I guess it'll just be me and y'all. All right. So just a bit of introduction. I think y'all may have heard me from other shows. So just is not confused that for different shows I try to present different things. So I think y'all have usually I'm a trend trader. Yeah, on Sunday show I'll be presenting trend analysis. Uh, on my own show, which is on Monday, usually I will present reversals. So for Orlando show, I'm actually not the main host. Yeah, Orlando shows I will actually present breakouts. Yeah, so I don't trade a myriad of strategies simply because I have the time to. I'm a full-time trader. Yeah, so that I use different broker for it so as not to confuse the way I think. Then let me share with you some of how I actually go about my trades.
That's awesome. How are you, Lloyd?
Hey Orlando, you're in.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
This
go
year.
ahead, show us. I mean, show us your magic, mate.
Right. So yeah, I was just sharing that I was for your show. I'll be concentrating on breakouts. Let me just share with you one of my recent trade setup whereby the market is kind to me.
Aha.
All right. So I love inside bars, especially on a weekly time frame. So whenever there's a inside bar that forms on a weekly time frame as indicated by my indicators, then I'll be waiting for breakout trades. So essentially, this is what happened a couple of weeks back. Then I'll zoom down to H4. So there you go. So when I zoom down to H4, I'm just basically waiting either a really good break bar or a break and retest. So usually high test bar is a test bar is something that I'll be entering, but I'll be interested to trade. And I'll try to aim for 3R rewards. So I got this first. That's for Swiss yen. Then subsequently, I think on a higher time frame, people will categorize this as a false break. I still get my reward. Cool with that. Price make another break. So another test bar over here. So I got my 3R out of the same inside bar from the higher time frame. And then
Yeah.
guess what? So if you zoom out, this will actually forms a horizontal level. Then we got a formation, very, very nice, what we call a ring high formation. So all the same, I still get in and I still get my 3R reward. So from one
Listen,
inside
Lloyd.
bar, yeah.
Hey, can you explain us how you do that with the Fibonacci tool? You know the 3R with the fib?
Yeah, okay, sure. A lot of people seems to ask me that. So you have the Fibonacci on the screen. So once you got your Fibo out, which is your usual Fibo values, just right click on the properties line. Let's go to
Uh-huh.
Fibo properties, and then just key in this value. So 0 is actually stop loss, 1 will be equivalent to your entry, and then change 2 to 1R, and then so on and so forth.
Oh, okay, I see. So let
So
me see.
personally, I don't use Fibonacci, so I change it to a risk to reward tool. Yeah, so that I can set my take profit level.
That's amazing, mate. I didn't know that you could use your Fibonacci tool as a risk to reward ratio tool. I will be using that actually.
I think Orlando, I seen you using Trading View, right? So Trading View also have
Yeah.
the same risk to reward tool.
Yes, I do. On trading view, you have the long position and short position tool, right? So you
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
yeah, you can actually see your risk to reward ratio. But I'm sorry, but for traders that don't use trading view, that's a great, that is a great way to just go about your risk to reward, mate. Um, I didn't know that you could use that actually.
I see. I hope that some of you might find useful, for, especially for those who don't use Fibonacci retracement. If you
Uh-huh.
use Fibo retracement, you still can add in the Fibo extension. I mean,
Yeah.
essentially, you still can. It is still the same thing. You still can do it.
Oh,
Yeah. So that is for those who use the Fibo retracement. If you don't want to modify the value, then you can use the Fibo extension. The procedure is still the same.
that's great, mate. I didn't know that you could do that. I'm sorry I cut you off with your explanation. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, no problem. Actually, I just done with the explanation. So basically, the whole thing is looking for inside bar on the weekly time frame, wait for break and retest on H4, and then I'm good to go. So I'll probably just share a few charts which might probably be setting up itself.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah. So odd Swiss is actually one of them. You can look on a weekly time frame. Very nice inside bar. So on H4, we can see that price is nearing the lower edge. So don't do anything yet. Uh, I mean, for me, I'm just telling that to myself. Don't do anything yet. I'm just waiting for classic break and retest, and then I'll be happy to go in. Euro Aussie, pretty much the same scenario on the weekly time frame. Very nice inside bar, H4, and then we'll just wait for break and retest. At the moment, it seems to be, I mean, this seems to be ready to break to the high side. And EuroCat, pretty much the same story. Yeah, wait for break and retest. Anything that's in the middle, I'm not really interested. Euro Kiwi has broke. This is nice.
Yes,
So
I see that.
uh, if the bar in, let me see, 1 hour's time, if more than 50% of the bar actually it remains that bullish, I will actually immediately trade this bar at 0.5%. Then if it's come back for a retest, I will put it another 0.5%. So Euro Kiwi is a chart whereby there's a high possibility I will be trading 1 hour's time. That means at the end of the H4 candle.
Hey, who did you develop this? Did you develop this strategy?
Uh, I can't say I developed it. I mean, it's just because I've been reading lots of articles about trading breakout, and I
Uh-huh.
just deemed that inside bar is something which is a viable way to trade breakouts. Yeah, because essentially inside bar are consolidations. Yeah, so because inside bar on the daily time frame, that means it's consolidation on the hourly time frame. Yeah, so I think as seasoned traders, you all would know that with consolidations, breakout will happen sooner or later. Yeah, I think that's one of the, I would say,
Yeah,
fundamental way of how Forex works.
I really like that. I really like the way that you trade breakouts.
Orlando, do you trade breakout?
No, I actually, uh, no. Or, well, let me see. Let me think about this answer. Yes, I do trade breakouts. But let me grab the screen for a little.
All right.
Hold on. But before I do, we have a question. I don't quite get how to do the FIBO setting to stop loss. Could you further explain how it works and what exactly are the settings? The settings will work for all ATW strategies.
Uh,
I mean,
mm,
I believe that. That's the way that the way that Lloyd uses the Fibonacci tool is just as a risk to reward ratio tool. You know, so it would work with any given strategy in the sense that, uh, yeah, in the sense that it's a risk to reward ratio. But go ahead if you could further explain to Sinsocut, it would be awesome.
Scott.
Yeah, I
Hi,
mean,
Sino Scott. This, like what Orlando has said, this is just a tool for me to measure where I should put my uh, take profit level. So usually I aim for 3R. So that's where my take profit level should be. I don't think this is a strategy related tool.
yeah.
Yeah. So it should work with any strategy if you go for a fixed take profit level. That should be the way.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So I'll share my screen right now. Share. All right. So yes, I do trade. The thing is that Lloyd, yes and no. I know it's quite counterintuitive what I'm just saying, but hear me out. I do trade breakouts in the sense that, for example, let's have a look at the pound versus the yen right now. Um, I would be trading. Well, hold on. Let me first go about to draw these lines. All right. So basically, the way that I trade not breakouts, but I trade breakouts out of patterns, not ranges like you, right? I mean, and I'm actually going to put on this trade right now. This is the GBP, the pound versus the yen on the 4-hour chart. Let me see if we are correct with this one. I don't know why, but yes, we are. Okay, so the way, I do trade breakouts. So I'm sorry that I was distracted a little bit, but I trade breakouts out of patterns. For example, right now we are in a very steep down move, right? And I consider this to be a bearish flag. So I want to trade the downside of it. So I would put a sell stop right here, my stop loss, and let's see if this is the tool that you were talking about, right? For the risk to reward.
Yep,
So
exactly.
yes, to the bottom of the flag, I get almost 1 to 2. So this is not my preferred risk to reward ratio to the bottom of the pattern that I'm trading, but I would take it anyways. Maybe I would put on. Hold on, let me just go bigger with this. Okay, so I would put my stop loss above, maybe below the previous high right here. So now I get my 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio on the flag breakout. And yeah, I would take I don't know, maybe 0.70, or I'm sorry, 70% of my trade here, and I would let the rest of it ride. Now, I do not trade range breakouts like you do, just because what I do after my week or months of trading. I do a profitability analysis, and I just lose money trading range breakouts. But now that I've seen what you do, Lloyd, I'm definitely going to be looking forward to test somewhat an inside bar strategy because it makes sense to me, right? But right now, what's making more and more and more sense is this short on the pound versus the yen. So why don't we go ahead and take that trade or put on that trade? Hold on, let me just get rid of this. Um, and so that would be a what a 120 pips stop loss. I know that it's some, and yeah, for some people, 120 pips stop loss might be just way, way, way too big. But I mean, I don't mind if it. I just look at risk to reward ratios, right? So I'm gonna put it on a 0.20 at the bottom of this move. So it's a 135.80 83. 135.83 and should be above these highs 136.98. Let's put it at 136.98 is fine. 136.98 and I'm going to take profits at the bottom of the flag 133 and and I'm going to let the rest of it ride. So that's a 133.38. Okay, so basically I have right now a 111, 112 pip, no, 115, I'm sorry, pip stop loss for a 250 pip uh, target, right? Um, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but this is the kind of breakouts that I trade, Lloyd. Uh, I don't trade. I mean, for example, look at the GPP cat. Of course, that we haven't checked if we have and this is the H2, and we haven't checked that if we have a daily inside bar, but. Basically, what you would do is just wait for the breakout and the retest, right? Yeah, that's not something that I do, but I will consider doing that later on. I mean, I'm always I'm always looking for new, not for new trading strategies, Lloyd, but I mean, if it really makes sense to me, and what you have just explained really does make sense to me, I'm going to test it and back test it, maybe to add it as a tool on my overall trading strategy.
Please do,
Now,
please do. I mean,
yeah,
that's the reason why I enjoy trading together with ADW as a group. I mean, we can always bounce off idea and try to improve
yeah,
ourselves.
definitely. That's something, I mean, that's a great, great thing about, I mean, because trading can be a very lonely job. I mean, it is a lonely job, and trading with a team is I mean, makes the entire difference. And sometimes, I mean, sometimes, a little while ago, I was stuck with my trading, just got on a rut. And because I was too close to it, I didn't see some of the mistakes I was making. So I bounced some ideas off of Paul, and he helped me out. Yeah, and he told me, "Hey, mate, I think that you might want to look at this." And because I was so close to my trading that having a new pair of eyes, it's a great thing to have. Also to bounce ideas from each other. I agree with you. Is there something that you're watching, Lloyd, right now?
Yeah, incidentally, I think today just happened to be a lucky day because you are talking about flag. I also do trade flag, but my version of flag would be a bit different from yours. Uh, wherever I say flag, I refer mine to as a mini flag. I would love to hear your opinions. May I?
Yeah, go ahead, grab it, mate.
Okay. So essentially it's the same way I trade. So it will still see inside bar, and then let me just draw the box. Let me go to
Yeah.
H4. Yeah. Okay. So what happens is that so to me this is the pole. Okay, sorry, bad color, wrong color to use. Yeah. So this is the pole, really extension phase. So this is what I'm looking for, because at the same time, we can, to me, what I'm looking at, price has break out the inside the weekly inside bar, came back retest, and then now has a bearish closed. Yeah. So essentially, as long as the current bar for here is able to close somewhere here, that means breaking the away from the wicks. I don't want to see any wicks. I'll be very happy to actually jump to such a bearish break. Yeah, so I do trade this kind. I know, to my understanding, this is probably not a authentic bearish flag. Yeah, but this is how I look at it. That's Kiwi Swiss. Yeah.
That's amazing, Lloyd. So where would you put that your entry?
So my entry is, as long as this current bar breaks below, closing somewhere here, so that will be my entry, and then my stop loss will just be at the top. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then when I
So
go for this
that
trade, let me erase off that. So when I go for this trade, there will be somewhere along this line. So at the same time, when I look at it on a weekly time frame, I think this has huge potential to actually swing all the way down. So
yeah,
usually at 3R, I'll probably get my our TP half, and then I'll see if I can aim for the grand reward of 10R. Because at the moment on the daily time frame, if you look at it, this is really a very convincing bar for me to actually go for shorts on the daily time frame.
yeah, definitely. I understand what you're saying, and it has a lot of potential to the downside. Yeah, I mean, I really like the way that you do it. And is this the only strategy that you trade?
No, I trade. Uh,
I'm sorry.
I have the usual trend trading. You know, I'm from the Wave Rider team, and then
Uh-huh.
I do breakouts. I also do a weekly time frame reversals.
Yeah. Okay. Before we go, you have a question again from Sinos Scott. How many type of inside bars are there? And would it be the same whether it is at the lower half or upper half of the chart? I think inside bars, there's only one type of inside bars. It's because it's an inside bar, right? But you go ahead and take the question. I'm sorry.
I think inside bar more or less, like Orlando mentioned, as long as an inside bar, then I'll be interested to look at it. Yeah, but if the question is what kind of priority I would give to the inside bar uh, from my trading of breakouts, if the inside bar has really little body, like this time, oops, I will give more priority to it if there's any correlated trades. So like now I have Kiwi Cat, Kiwi Swiss, Euro Kiwi, multiple Kiwi pairs. I'll give priority to, because these are correlated trades. Yeah. So my priority will be given to that particular pair which the inside bar has no body. Usually I find that those breakouts tend to be better. But yeah. Okay, so right, hope Kiwi Swiss was set up in 1 hour's time. Lando, are you still there? Suddenly you gone all quiet.
I'm sorry, I was muted. I thought you were listening to me. But yeah, there's a lot of people asking about that fib, that how you put that risk to reward ratio, and I'm going to answer for you again. People, the way that Lloyd's does it. Let me just grab the screen, because I think that what they're confused with is this. Hold on. I was grabbing the screen. What they're confused with is this. You go ahead and you put the you go and and you grab your fib tool. Then you go to fib properties, and you start deleting them all, right? So 0 would be your entry, right?
0, I think, is a stop loss.
Ah, yeah, stop loss. Okay, and you add it. So 1 is your entry, and you add another one, and you put a 2. So that is a 1R.
Yes, correct. 2 is
Exactly.
1
You
now.
add it, and the 3, and the third level is your second R, and your fourth level is your 3R. That's right. Okay. And then you press OK. Okay. Perfect. And there you go. And then, for example, if I want to calculate the risk to reward ratio on this trade that I just put on, oopsie, that's a bad thing. Well, I'll arrange it later. You go ahead and you start from the entry, and you move towards your stop loss. And I'm right here. I'm getting. Let's go ahead and let's have a look. Better than a 2R, right? So that's the way that you do, that you use the Fibonacci tool for, or to calculate risk to reward ratios.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah, I think that explains it. Um, we are, let's go through some markets real quick, because I think that there's a nice opportunity here in gold for you guys. Well, I got, to be completely honest, I hadn't seen that retest, but I like it. Well, I'm long gold from these levels, but and the reason that I'm long gold, I'm just looking for longs in gold, because this move to the downside yesterday is just this is because of US dollar strength due to Trump's tweet, right? That he was done negotiating with the Democrats, the stimulus bill, etc. But right now, and I'm still holding, because I believe in I believe in the gold's upside potential, just because of how uncertain the times that we're living, right, and how much the risk is off. And that's why I've been looking for opportunities to buy gold. And right now, let's go to a 50-minute chart. Right now, gold is breaking with this flag. This is not a trade recommendation by any means. This is just for educational purposes only. Do not chase the market. You are going to get burned if you do. But if we grab the Fibonacci tool right here, it's a perfect 61.8% retracement from the highs of the move pre New York and to pre New York Open. To me, this is a slam dunk continuation. So if we grab again that fib retracement, and we cheat with the extension, because this is just a cheat. We go to the 161.8. we get right to this big level that I'm watching. These are my first targets on the on long on on these are my first targets, as you can see right here. 1905 on gold longs, and this is a level that you should be careful with because this is the range that we broke with yesterday, right here. Just a heads up on that, and we are about 3 minutes away from our show ending. I don't know if we have Jeff in the house. No, we don't have Jeff in the house. But if I mean, if you like the content that we post and the shows that are on, I urge you to take your time and subscribe to the channel and turn on your notification bell so you can actually get notified whenever we go live and whenever we upload videos. And Jeff and Ash are going to be live in about 15 minutes for their New York session, on which they're going to be discussing a lot of the things that we are talking about, such as equities, gold, etc. So don't miss that out. If is there anything you want to add before we close the show, Lloyd?
Uh, yeah, from Jonathan and Sino Scott. The inside bar. Look, guys. Breakouts are breakouts. It happens on all time frame. But from my experience, and probably Orlando can confirm this, is that if you want much more stable equity curve, better results, there's only two advice I can give you. First thing is the higher time frame usually will give you much more stable results.
Yes.
And don't trade against the trend. Ultimately, it's come down to these two for better results. That's about it.
Yes, definitely. And I agree with you on the long term on the higher time frames. I'm sorry, because I mean just because you eliminate so much of the noise, right? I mean, just look at this New Zealand dollar US dollar chart. Just imagine going to the going to a 50-minute and try to trade this. I mean, that would be crazy. That would be, to me, burning money, right? And instead, if you go to the higher time frames, to the 2 hour chart or to the 3 hour chart, I mean, you can you have more clean moves, and you know, the vision of the market is just more clean. And yeah, so that's a great advice by Lloyd. And that's us. Thank you for joining us, people. We will be back next Tuesday. And thank you again, Lloyd, for stepping in for Chloe. All
My
right.
pleasure, Orlando.
Okay,
Have fun chatting
people.
with you. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.